Hello, ninth grade success teams. This is Deb, your Center for High School Success ninth grade coach. And I am wrapping up this year with you and looking towards the next and clarifying my coaching intention as being past the goal, moving past the goal of B's or better as a sign of ninth grade success and moving into school transformation that provides students with equitable outcomes. This requires, again, school transformation, not just the ability to respond to symptom level needs in the academic behaviors and performance areas, but also moving to root cause. In order to frame this work this fall, we kicked off our learning by looking at the iceberg for ninth grade success, which helps us say that the bag data we create is looking at the symptom level of student performance, like attendance, turning in work, participating in class, and that this symptom level success is really grounded in a deeper level below the waters, not observable types of skills that happen within students. We frame these skills in the terms of the 3 C's. These 3 C's were context, competency, and confidence. And if a student is experiencing success in school, we know that they likely are also experiencing some success within the school context, within the relationships in the school and classroom. They also have found some level of success within the competencies related to college and career success, either intrapersonal competency, interpersonal, or cognitive competency. Once they develop these levels of competencies, then we know that these students also have a level of confidence or that academic mindset that sets in place the belief that they can do it. They can take a challenge and respond to that challenge, even if they experience some failures or setbacks. Problem is, we often expect this mindset to be in place before that they have it, before we teach it. We expect this grit or growth mindset for students just to sort of come with it, but their frontal lobes, those ninth grade developing brains, don't necessarily have it in place. So you and your teams in fall enacted a data-driven year-long plan for which to teach the needed skills for students either to be successful in the content areas or the competencies or to develop belonging. Then we met again in winter and got deeper into these factors that influence student success by looking at the needs of not only your ninth graders, but your graduate, knowing that your students who graduate well have these competencies in place. And to do this work, we also introduced the guide for interventions. And the first step on this guide is to say, are students experiencing school positively? Do they have a sense of belonging? Do they feel a sense of belonging? And have they developed relationships with peers and teachers? Almost all of you decided that this was a place of stopping and getting more clear as you wanted to know whether students actually were experiencing your school contexts through a lens of belonging and connection relationally, that this was the root cause that you needed to get clear on. So we did that. We also looked at the high leverage competencies that were most likely to develop impact in the student's level of success in school, and then introduced tools with which you could measure these competencies and find what are your next steps, how to clarify what do we do next that can be really effective and efficient. So we introduced the SEI, or the Student Engagement Inventory, knowing that disengagement often begins before we see it show up in the bag data, in the grades, attendance, or behavior. And so this tool measures internal engagement about how students think and feel about school. This measuring of internal engagement helps you develop early identification of students who are struggling, and then improved learning outcomes, improved behavioral indicators, and reduce dropouts. The Student Engagement Inventory is also connected out of the University of Minnesota to the Check and Connect program, which is a mentoring program, and it is really about adults changing the school context to meet the needs of students. We also introduced the RTI. And the RTI, the Relational Trust Inventory, helps measure the highly correlated factors of reliable care, deep care, community building, collection of student voice, and timely feedback and support to a student's ability to be successful in school. So we also introduced this tool as a way to get clear on who are our students of concern, what actions will we take, and who else would benefit from having this data about not just individual students, but groups of students within our system. Also, most of you chose to do your own empathy data. And within this, you're beginning to take the implementation of your own empathy data. You're beginning to develop cycles of data collection to center students' voice so that they lead. And this has been a powerful tool to changing the mindsets within your systems as you hear student voice from their perspective. Moving from here, I highly encourage each team to at least, if not using the SEI or the RTI previously mentioned, to at least pilot the College and Career Competency Framework tool to measure self-regulation, which is a very quick 5 to maybe 10-minute survey that helps you get clear on the data that students are using, that students have under control to self-regulate or make a plan, monitor the plan, adjust, and reflect on what worked. Not only should you possibly consider this for the Tier 2 students as you get clear on who your Tier 2 students are in fall, but also for all ninth graders so that you can effectively measure the actions that you're going to take as a team, as a school, to make sure that you're addressing the root causes, either the competencies or in order to develop the academic mindset for students, but all within a context of belonging. This helps us so much to make sure that when we take action within our influence, to actually teach the skills that students come to us for. They come to be taught, right? And they're telling us by this data that they need these skills. It moves us out of a context of student blame and puts us in a space of taking effective and efficient action within our influence, increasing the agency of students and staff as we move forward. This is school transformation. When we actually look at the root causes, take small steps to adjust and to plan for student success, see that success, and then grow and scale that success. This is how together we transform schools, and not just ninth grade success, but all the way to 12th, as you co-create with students and families, the schools that you all dream of and wish to be part of, that are characterized by safety, belonging, and therefore, because of those two factors, unparalleled academic and behavior success. So to that end, as you go to your summertime, I recommend a few resources. Please dive into the College and Career Competency Framework. That is easily available to you on your phone as you are sitting there poolside, but also these two texts around student voice and the power of it, street data, surfacing the important voice of the few, the important voice of how students express their unique point of view, and then powerful student care, again, surfacing the unique role that caring for students within our context and co-creating our schools together with students do, so that we can all experience success, academic and behaviorally. When I say all, I mean teachers and students, as this is both the intention of our work. So with gratitude, thanks everyone for a wonderful year. Take a look at your summer, and we'll see you next fall as you take a break, build back your reserves and what is meaningful to you so that you get ready to meet students again in fall with your passion and clarity.